welcome back to the 25 days of puppy Christmas card ideas, where we're helping you to decide what you're going to do for your dog Christmas card this year, plus 24 ideas that you can be using on social media as an advent calendar leading up to the big Christmas card reveal. This one's super fun. It's all about the hot chocolate on your couch hanging out with your dogs. The 25 Days of Puppy Christmas Card series can be done with one or many dogs, created with a traditional camera or your phone, done in your house or outside, and range from elegant and refined to fun and quirky, so there's a fit for everyone. And don't forget, these photo shoot ideas also make for great social media advent calendars, even if they aren't all going to be used on your Christmas cards. If you're using a traditional camera, I recommend you set up a remote shutter release through a clicker or an app on your phone so you can take photos from where you're posed. If you're using your phone, I recommend you set it to cinematic video and take screenshots of the best frames after, since pups tend to move around a lot and you don't want to stress over missing the shot. Each of these episodes is designed for a specific card template that will link in the caption, but you can use this on whatever template works best for you. There are lots of ways that you could be doing this. You can have your Christmas tree in the background. I do recommend adding extra lights. I have external lights here to light things up as I'm creating this video, and it works really well for the content you're creating. You can use a real mug of hot chocolate. You can have a little fake pup cup, whatever you want. This is actually a dog toy that I got. It looks really cute. It's also like a dog toy, so I'm running with it. It's kind of a fun vibe to this. And you just want to set yourself up on the couch. You can be in front of a window. You can have the curtains here. You can have the tree behind you. Whatever angle you want to be working at, you can do that. I could take my camera and I could be more facing the tree, but I kind of like the big open window and multiple puppies here. I had intended on having one of my pups, but here we are with 2 out of 3, and we're taking our pictures. So you're just going to want to do different poses with this to decide which you want in case you want to do a multi-card or a simple one card. So you are going to hold your mug of hot chocolate or the whipped cream, the pup cup, whatever it is that you want. You can hold it in both hands. You can look like you're about to drink it. If it's real, this is a toy. It's going to be a little weird, but you can drink it if you want it to be real. I would recommend not using actual hot chocolate unless you have very calm, stable puppies. You do not want them knocking things over, especially while you're doing photos, especially if it's going to get all over you. So you want to make sure that you are doing this safely. So you can actually just use a mug if you want like whipped cream on it. You have the ability to like put a piece of cardboard in there and just put whipped cream on top, or you can fill the entire thing up with whipped cream. You or your dog's going to enjoy that. And then you have the option of giving it to one of your puppies, so you can hold it in front of them so that they can lick it, they can snuffle it like this, or you can keep it so that you are the master of the hot chocolate when it comes to the card that you are creating. Whatever's going to work best for you, and you are then going to be able to design your card. For photo editing platform you are going to be using, and we're going to start with our local retouches. So if you need to sharpen eyes, we're going to grab our sharpening tool, and you can just very gently go over the eyes on you, on your dogs. Noses tend to be something that you need to sharpen a little bit, and you can just refine that there. If you have dark circles under your eyes, you can use your clone tool at 28% opacity. We've shown you how to do this in other videos. You're just going to grab that skin from your forehead, and you are then going to just be able to brush that gently under your eyes to make them pop just a little bit more. You have to retouch your puppy's faces. You can do that as well. If you've got any stray hairs on your clothing, you can go ahead and fix that. And now we're going to do our color adjustments. So we're going to go into a brightness and contrast panel, and we're going to bump up our contrast. If you need to adjust your brightness lower or higher, you can go ahead and do that. You are going to be able to get different areas. So if you need to maybe work on the tree, maybe make it a little bit brighter, you are going to be able to lasso that and come up to another brightness and contrast panel, and I'm just going to bump that up a little bit, and then I'm going to bump up my contrast. So that just makes it a little bit brighter, so that's not dragging down the image. And then on a soft round brush, 100% opacity, I'm just painting it in the rest of the space here. I may want to enhance that cup that I'm holding, and so I am going to just lasso part of that, go into a brightness and contrast panel, and I'm going to bump it up just a little bit on both fronts so that you can see how it went from a little bit dull and lifeless to a little bit brighter. Again, grabbing that white brush and 100% opacity, we're just going to be painting that on. And you can paint it around your fingertips if that's something that you want to do. If it kind of blends in, you don't have to worry about that. If the tag shows just a little bit, you may want to grab, if this is a dog toy that you're using, not a real one, you may want to grab your spot heal tool and just make sure you are on your background layer. You're just going to get rid of that right there. If you have words on the cup you want to remove, you can do that as well. And then we are going to play with our wall just a little bit so we can kind of see how we've got kind of like a glowy green color. So we may actually want to add a little bit of color in here. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to just use, actually I'm going to go down to my background layer. I'm going to use my my quick selection tool, and I'm just going to try to select the background. There we go. That was nice and easy. I'm going to put in a new layer, and then I can decide, do I want it to be glowy? Do I want it to match the other part of that? I don't know what I want to do yet. I might want to match that. So if I do, I'm going to use my color picker tool, and then I'm just going to come in and I'm going to paint that color in. Now, because this is really bright, you could tell that is painted. You are going to grab your blend mode, and you're going to come down to color, and then you're just going to reduce the opacity until it starts to blend in. Now you get the texture of the wall behind it, but it pops a little bit more. Now, if you want the other glowy colors, we've talked about how to make your lights glow a little bit more inside of your tree. You can go back to the episode where we've got that tree in there and we've got the glowing lights, so you can enhance those if you want. I'm not going to worry about it here. You can tell that they're glowing just fine. Maybe I'll paint a little bit of color right here by the tree. So let me go ahead and just add another layer, and maybe I will grab maybe I'll grab a red color or maybe a pink color, and I'll just tap it in just lightly. Again, we're changing our blend mode down to that color. And then this is going to be much, much, much softer. So just very light on the opacity here. And you're going to just grab different colors. Maybe I'll go back to my, yeah, there we go. I'll go back and I'll grab like a yellow color. I'll put the yellow around where that yellow is. Just maybe I'll grab a blue color and I'll just add a little bit in here. So you can kind of see it makes it a little bit glowier, and it works for what you are creating inside of that glowy tree. Maybe I need to reduce that opacity just a little bit more. It does seem a little bright to me. There we go. Now we've added some color tint, and it looks a little more realistic. Now, with the window, if you want to blur it out or if you want to white it out, you can actually grab your lasso tool and just bump up your brightness. I kind of like the trees in the background, but to show you, we can make that so that it's all white. And then you'll just use your soft brown brush to paint in, and now all of a sudden, it's more of kind of a whited out version of this. Might look a little more Christmassy for you or a little more snowy if that's what you want to do. And you're just going to paint that wherever. I'm not doing a great job because I'm not keeping this here. I like the trees in the background for this one, but that gives you the option. Now you can notice, if you're paying attention, that my dog in the background is not quite as bright as the dog in the foreground. So I may actually just lasso her face here, come up to another brightness and contrast panel, pull that up, and then darken my my contrast there. And then again, we're just painting it on the puppy so that she kind of matches more of the brightness of the front running puppies here as well. And now it just looks a little bit more cohesive. So now the only thing is if you need to enhance your coloring so that it matches, again, the brightness, because all those different colors are going to sway different ways when it comes to lighting. So she was brighter, she was up closer to the light source, so was she. She was darker because she was in the background, and against that bright background, I also was a little muted compared to the dogs. So now I'm just going to paint that on my soft brown brush. If it's too much, I can back off the opacity. I might want to add it to my arms. Maybe it's too bright on my arms, but it was okay on my face. I can lower the opacity of that brush and just paint on a little bit of light where I want to. And if you have ever studied lighting before, you can actually paint light in so that you look a little more painterly, so that you look a little more professionally lit inside of your image. But we're not going to talk about that in this one, but you can if you want. If you need to make your hair pop a little bit more, just lasso your hair. We're going to go in to your brightness and contrast, and we're going to contrast it and bump it up just a little bit. Now it looks a little bit more vibrant, a little bit more in depth. I'm going to raise my opacity back up here. And we are just going to paint that on. And so we went from a little less shiny to a little more shiny. We've talked before in these episodes about doing your dodge and burn tool to make your hair shiny. I'm not worried about it in this one, but you can kind of see on and off how it makes a difference. Now, maybe your hair is lighter on one side because you're near a light source over there like I am. Maybe I want to lasso that, go into another brightness and contrast panel and pull that down, pull this one up, pull it down until I'm happy with how it matches. And then I'm just going to paint that in right here, and all of a sudden it starts to match just a little bit more, and you can adjust once you have it all there so that it makes a little more sense. And when you're done, you can drop it into your card. Add your image to your template. I recommend focusing on one image, and you want to go with something along the lines of warm wishes. You can lean into that hot chocolate. You can lean into the coziness. I added some really cute little hot chocolates and gingerbread cookies and fun cakes and orange slices and peppermints as a kind of like a little garland along the bottom. I really love it because it pulls in and ties together that sweet treat, that warm hot chocolate, the cozy vibes that we are going for with these cards. And you can do this as well. Of course, if you like this template, I will link that down below for you that you can grab and use. It's got all the little garland on the bottom because it's so dang cute. And then you're just going to want to do something with an overlay of those warm wishes or those chocolatey wishes and vibes for your card. This card, I love it as a single image with some type of overlay or frame around it. You want to lean into the comfy cozy, so you can actually design a really cute frame or a really cute overlay with hot chocolate and marshmallows, and you can do sprinkles if you want, whipped cream, the things that are going to feel homey and good and just like beautiful Christmas at home at night after work. You just sit down on the couch with your hot chocolate and your dogs, and it's amazing. You can add things like a blanket. You can wait until it's dark so that you got that cozy vibe. Like I said, you can add lights to make it look even more glowy as you are creating this. And that also is really cool for the video that you're creating as well. And then you can create your card with those warm, cozy vibes, saying something along the lines of warm wishes, warm and cozy, whatever is going to work for those hot chocolate vibes that you are creating as you are taking this card. Now, if this is your Christmas card, congratulations, you're there. If not, this is a great one for social media, and we've got 24 other ideas for you on the YouTube channel to help you find your perfect dog Christmas card topped with perfection. And the rest can be used on your social media for all of the fun as an advent calendar leading up to the big Christmas card reveal. Like I said, you can use your real mugs, you can use real whipped cream, you can use a dog toy, you can use fake things, you can get a fake cup. You can do whatever you need to make this as easy as possible for you. So have fun with this one, really embrace it. If you're not a hot chocolate person, I'm actually not. You can do whatever you want. Your hot apple cider, you could have some kind of fancy drink. This is your time. You could even just sit there and play with the marshmallows, which I highly recommend. And then you can share your treat with your dog for yet another bonus that you can be putting out on your social media that's not going to be one of these cards. So there's lots of options for you, and we'll see you in the upcoming episodes as we continue to give you 25 days of puppy Christmas card ideas.